Welcome to the LoveNThangz podcast, where we discuss messy stories and scenarios about messy stories. So let's listen into this story today. The topic is: there's no way to tell my wife that she's getting too big. Is there? That's a question. Ooh, touchy subject today. I just want to go right into it because I'm like, how dare you? So let's get into this. I, 43-year-old male, have been married to my wife, 45, female, for 24 years, together for 27. That's a long time. I love her very much. Her weight has fluctuated and she's always been a little on the heavy side, but that's fine. Over the last year, she ballooned up a lot, though. I don't know her exact weight, but I guess somewhere between 220 and 250 100 pounds. 220 to 250 pounds. And she's only 5'1". Oh, the height is different. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, that don't sound as bad when you think about the human body, but let me go back to the story and mind my business for now, okay? We used to take lots of walks, and now she's getting more and more inactive. My problem is that she is very sensitive, and I don't want to hurt her. My job is physically demanding. Okay, so his job is physically demanding. So he's moving around a lot. He's getting more exercise. And he said, but I don't exercise, but I have tried to show interest in it so we can do it together for health. We eat fairly well and rarely eat fast food or junk, so there isn't much I can do there. I've quickly lost all physical attraction to her. Oh man, that hurts. Oh, hearing that like hurts for I'm sorry for her. I'm like, oh, poor thing. But I don't want to hurt her. There isn't anything more I can do without hurting her, is there? Well, that's such a touchy subject. You love people. You got to love them like unconditionally. It's kind of crazy. You're her husband. You got to have some love there. But let me, for now, okay? I'm going to read some of the comments because the comments sometimes be giving them the answer. So let's see if they listen. But here we are. Asparagus overall basically says, as a 45-year-old, 5-foot woman, who has recently entered the lovely phases of perimenopause, I would suggest your wife go see a doctor. Get all her blood work and hormones checked. It can be a rough time of life for a woman in her 40s. So that's really a true point. Like, you have to take some things in consideration. Women go do different things versus men. Hormones are very, very different. So yeah, loss of estrogen at the age of 40, a lot of different things. Her sex drive may also be off, so she may not even notice. That's the crazy part. Because when I hear perimenopausal, that's one of the symptoms from perimenopausal, if that is her diagnosis, that, she would lose a little bit of her sex drive. But let's delve further into more comments. Okay, Tone. 6425 says, don't make it about her appearance. Bring up the health concerns and the fact that her becoming more inactive is hard for you to deal with. It's not an easy conversation. I'm not going to lie to you, but you should have it. You should have that conversation, and it should be an honest dialogue, and it should be about the health, because that's what the concern is. Their concern is more so about her health, her fitness, and making sure that she's getting everything she needs, and why her, metabolism has decreased, as well as any other things that may be problematic. If you see health-wise, I can imagine that she's, 220 pounds. That is a lot. And then it also goes on to say, saying this as a formerly 250-pound woman, formerly, so this woman lost weight, whose ex-partner said something as respectful as he could have. It hurts to hear it, and she should hear it. I'm glad I took control of my health and that my loved ones encouraged me to do it. So that's a huge thing right there. The fact that she took control of her health, I applaud that. But definitely go to that doctor, have that heart-to-heart conversation. It's going to be hard to hear it for her, but I'm pretty sure she'd rather hear it from you than get the disdain of lack of sex and intimacy. All of that stuff is a huge part for a successful marriage. So that could be one of the strong points right there, just to say, hey, I realize this. What can we do to change it? So I'll go into the next comment. And then I got Sister Funk. I'm not going to say that last word. It says, it's still going to be hard, but I agree. I also wanted to add that if she is perimenopausal, that could be a factor. If she's eating a reasonable amount of calories, she could have a different disease or just hyperthyroidism. So hyperthyroidism is also an issue. That happened to me, and I gained 125 pounds. Medication fixed it. Then perimenopausal came and weight creeped back up. on despite a good diet and me being a swimmer and a runner. She could get checked by a doctor and get blood work just in case. I'm finally in a place after several years of calorie restriction of it's finally working. So it's finally working for her. So that's huge. So yeah, she went through two different diagnoses there. One, she then got medication for the first thing, and then the second thing came on perimenopausal, and then she gained more weight. So yeah, that's a huge thing. I see that a lot in women. So it's a different thing. But once you get your blood work and figure out exactly what you need to do to remedy it, fix it, hopefully that should decrease all of the concerns. So let's delve into another comment. Here we are with chili today, hot tamale. My wife has always been harsh about my weight, but it really didn't set in for me until we talked about being more active in my 40s, and it's going to lead to limited mobility later in life. My dad is in his 70s and almost immobile with so many back, hip, ankle issues. He's been 350 pounds since he's been about 38 to 40. Okay, this person, Chili Today Hot Tamale. He's given his experience. He said also he doesn't really do anything but sit in his chair. That's not the life I want. I want to go on vacation with my wife if I retire, play with my grandkids, get around on my own, and not be dependent on someone else. So that's a whole nother thing. Like, yeah, give her examples. If you don't get this in check and in control today, it could lead to so many other different things, and you don't want to, have anything bad happen to her. Just stick to the health reasons. Like, it could be diabetes. She could be diabetic. She could get, heart issues. It could be so many different things. Get a blood panel, find out what it is that, is becoming an issue, and then go from there. You could definitely figure it out. So there we are. I do want to give my opinion on everything. I already stated getting the blood work is really important, but what I'm finding is that once we hit to the age of 40, we stop caring about our health. It's really important to get your health intact. Once you find out what it is, stay on top of it. I can't even begin to tell you how we become so lackadaisical about our health. And it's really important that we check on our health. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So rather be safe than sorry. Heart disease is out there. It's prevalent. The food that we make today in America is kind of crazy. A lot of butter, a lot of sugars, a lot of calories, a lot of carbohydrates, things that, are not pure. Maybe changing her diet. I know she doesn't eat strong foods. You already said she doesn't eat fast food and things like that. But maybe doing a veggie raw diet or something to that effect, something that gets her a little bit more protein. Protein also helps to leading to weight loss and a lot of water intake. So just look at what the options are. See exactly what you need to do to get her to be comfortable with her body. And then don't stop loving her for that. Don't stop loving her because of her, things that may, be going on with her. Of course, there's an age difference. You said it yourself. She was always fairly small. So hopefully you can work with it and just basically overlook, her imperfections right now, because weight gain is weight gain, and it happens to all of us. So yeah, be kind, deliver your message, and come from an honest dialogue, and be tender with that delivery of your message. Don't start with the weight. Say, hey, health. Go into health. Lead it with the health conversation, and then you'll probably hear a different response than you would normally hear if it was just she didn't do anything to contribute to her healthiness or her weight gain. So there we are. That's my thoughts and opinions of it. I'd love to hear what you guys feel she should do, or how the husband should approach the wife. If you feel that he should just go in and just be rip the Band-Aid off and be brutal, because most men don't have that sensitivity level or emotional, intelligence to approach a conversation tenderly. So I hope that's something that he gained from the comments, and he's able to go in and say, hey, this is what we need to do to help. What do we need to do to help change it? Doctor's office appointment set up first. Go with her. Even attend the doctor's appointments with her. Show support. Because if she feels that she's going through it alone, she's not going to respond to it as well, if you're just I'm alone, or I'm getting the support that I need. So that's also important. But leave me a comment, a message. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys for joining and listening to the LoveNThangz podcast. Leave a message down below how you think she should handle it. And I'll see you guys the next episode.